There is much distortion on recent events, and I want to make sure we get the facts on this. I did not send expired produce back to the supermarket. The CPC, Center for Produce Control, put out guidance sending fruits and produce back to supermarkets if it was past the expiration date. First of all, fresh produce doesn't have an expiration date. This is a fact. CPC at the time stated that produce leaving the supermarkets were not likely to be bad because they didn't show any visible signs of bruising. Produce, particularly squash, should not remain in secondary locations because they could spoil. If fresh produce goes bad, it dies. Vegetables die. They spoil, they bruise, they turn black and brown. They die. That's what spoiled vegetables do. The produce was not just sent to the home. The consumer had to agree that they could fix this dish. That is a matter of vegetable law. You cannot accept produce that you are not available to cook that week without proper recipe, ingredients, schedule. People were claiming fresh produce was being brought back past the expiration date. Fresh produce does not have an expiration date. They were asking questions. What was the best if used by? Best if sold by, must be sold by, good up until. That's not what fresh produce is labeled. It has no labels. I trust the experts with my mother's squash, so I trust them with your squash. Tony Tentillo, Produce Pete, they were saying to stock up on vegetables, your vitamin C. And the biggest problem was Tupperware capacity, refrigerator capacity. But we overbought. We overconsumed out of fear. Recipes, home recipes spreading like wildfire. Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, everyone became a home cook. And we overbought. There were no visible signs of spoilage. I'm not in the squash. I don't know. I cannot tell you what's inside. And I didn't say to bring it back. Any other questions I'm going to leave up to my secretary, Melissa DeRosa, secretary to the governor. Melissa?